Live from Studio T1000 in MC Farms Plaza in Cardington, Ohio. This is the Soda Sports Big Salad Podcast with Ryan Klinger and Quinn Maseko. Take it away, George.
If it was a regular salad, I wouldn't have said anything. But you had to have that big salad!
And now here is your co-host and producer, Ryan Klinger.
I don't know if we still clapped even with the
Yes,
new. Okay,
we are
still
clapping.
do.
Still gotta clap.
Still got to clap. All right. Well, that was very prestigious. I feel like I got to say something really big and important now. My.
Well, we're going to say happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners.
Yes.
Hopefully, great Thursday full of turkey, potatoes, cranberry sauce, and my favorite, pumpkin pie. I mean...
Yeah, and as you and I, when we were doing the audio test earlier, figured out neither of us are big green bean casserole guys.
No, we are not.
We already had this
Not at
discussion
all.
on a version of this tape you'll never hear.
No,
So there
you'll
you go.
never hear it. I typically get... I'm a turkey, corn casserole,
Okay.
roll,
Okay. Yeah, gotta get a roll. Gotta get the roll. Gotta hit the rolls.
pumpkin pie. That's all I get. That's me.
See,
I'm
we
not
have
a
two
plate
turkeys.
filler,
We
know.
have
You have
light
the
and
dark
dark.
meat? Yep.
Yeah, so I load up on the dark with a little, toss in a couple slices of
Why
light.
doesn't just... Why you just... Why...
Because I feel bad if I don't try one of each. But
Okay,
I
well,
vastly
yeah, but
prefer
the
the
meat
dark.
just comes from one turkey.
Yeah, I just vastly prefer the dark. I'm just
Okay.
saying, I'm trying to spice it up a little bit.
No,
Just try
spice
So,
away. Spice away.
Are we picking all the Thanksgiving games, by the way?
Yes, we are.
Making sure we pick. Oh, yep, you had it all set up. I just wondered. So, then
get
I
their
always
turkey
get
leg in
mashed
tonight.
potatoes. I guess I'm going to take my second shot at green bean casserole this year because I wasn't a big fan of it last year. All the NFL guys go crazy for it. I do not. Then you got to get the roll. The roll's classic. What now? Here's the thing, though. What do you drink during a Thanksgiving meal? You have
When I
cider?
drink- No.
No.
I got a Coke.
Coke with Thanksgiving dinner.
Why? What's wrong
I
with
mean,
it?
I've done it too. I'm just curious.
What, do you think it should be a glass of rosé wine?
Maybe.
Maybe that's what I'll try this
You're
year.
of the legal age. Go
I
grab
am
a
of the
Samuel
legal
Adams Oktoberfest and hit it.
I would not be doing that. I mean, it's fancier. It's more Thanksgiving
Wine?
dinner.
Oh, you
I
think
it's
you
gonna
think
be
Thanksgiving
wine.
dinner's wine?
I think it's wine.
I'm assuming pilgrims are more wine people, right?
Well.
They're good Christian gals and girls, girls and guys.
Guys.
I mean, come on.
Well, let's see what the old Google says about
Wine
this.
for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, it supports it because it's already giving suggestions before you even get an answer. So that's how it
Well,
goes.
I guarantee that in the country that we live in, and that is America,
That is America.
that there are probably more people that have a beer on Thanksgiving than wine.
That's,
I'm willing to wager.
I'm not wagering any because I'm sure we can never find that statistic.
We'd have to do in the next
We'd have to
census
do-
in 2024.
You
if
need
you ever become
2030.
president, that has to 2030.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was every 4 years. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's every 10 years.
It's every 10.
Well,
Decennial.
regardless, that needs to be put in the next census. Is did you have a beer on Thanksgiving or wine or
wine.
neither?
Or neither.
That's important because that's what the real
Neither.
questions are. People
Neither.
really want to need to know that. You know,
No, I agree.
maybe this is the year you start a new tradition to have a glass of wine.
A tradition unlike any other.
I have wine once a week, like clockwork.
Yep. It's called
Communion.
church. Yep. I suffer through the grape juice at my church.
Oh, you guys don't do wine?
No, we
Missing
don't do
out.
wine.
Missing out.
So.
It's a nice little shot. Wakes you up in the morning.
Oh yeah, yeah, does really does.
It also makes you really regret if you didn't eat breakfast because you're on an empty stomach. It's rough.
It's rough. All right. In today's podcast, we talk about the big game, or I should say the game, on Saturday. The Chiefs are back, and what to do about USC and TCU. But we begin today first with happening yesterday's prime late afternoon slot on CBS because in Ohio, we got my Steelers losing to the Bengals, and I was there in person, as I mentioned last week. Great, even though it was
19
cold,
degrees.
19 degrees actually did not feel cold at all the whole time.
Was it very windy? Was that what it was?
Nope,
Was it?
it felt very snug.
Nice.
Very
Okay,
tucked
that's
in.
good.
So, but besides that, in the national window for CBS, it was the Vikings in Dallas. And Dallas manhandled those Vikings 40-3. And, I mean, Ryan, does that game yesterday say more about the Minnesota Vikings or the Dallas Cowboys after that?
I honestly, to me, I believe it's the Cowboys because the Vikings, you've said on the podcast last week you thought they were the best team in the NFL. I stuck to my guns and said
I think
Eagles.
I said NFC. I don't know if I said that NFL.
I think you're right. I think you did say NFC. But I stuck to my guns and said Eagles. I think, I don't think the Vikings are magically not very good. I think they're still a very good team. But to me, this is a big proving ground for Dallas, showing that, no, they can hang with the best of them, and they're a legitimate threat. Mm-hmm. I mean, this year is a year where there's not really a clear Super Bowl favorite. That's actually one of the things we're going to discuss later. And to me, it's important that Dallas came out and showed off the fact that they're not just a team that beats up on bad teams. They can compete with the real teams. And, in a year where there's, a lot of parity in the league, maybe they are a Super Bowl threat for once. And I mean, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, this defense, Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence, he's a stud. And I had to think about if it was DeMarcus or DeMarco because they used to have DeMarco Murray. So it was messing me up. They've got a great defense. If the offense clicks, they're really a heck of a team. So I think it proves more about the Dallas Cowboys and shows that they're a real I think they honestly are a contender this year, which is a lot to say because I'm not a big Cowboys guy.
No, you're not. Just look at the stats real quick. Dallas's offense put up 458 yards of production there. Poor Kirky, he only got 183. And to also put this in perspective, the Vikings only turned the ball over once. First drive they had of the day probably set the tone. It was a strip sack.
Yeah.
And they lost the ball. But, and Kirk was sacked 7 total times yesterday. But other than that, the offense's engine was just flooded. They just kept pulling, and then the starter flooded, and that's where it went. They just couldn't get out because they just punted the whole time. I mean, it's bad when both backups got into play yesterday, and they did. So
yeah,
here on out, I think the Vikings they gotta wash their backs here because if you look in their division right now,
are you saying it proved more about?
I'm saying it proved more about Dallas. Let me answer the question first that I wrote, and the reason I think it did is because I had a lot of questions about Dallas, had a lot of questions about Dak still, even though he's been back and he's been chugging along. But defensively, I don't think they've really had a very tough. I mean, they played the Packers.
Yeah, and they lost.
They blew that because of McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie McCarthy there.
He had to do his old team a favor.
Yeah. And then, so, they blew that. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, what's going to happen here? They got a tougher one coming out, bringing an NFC North team. And they manhandled them. I mean, 37, but beaten by 37. But I don't know why I should say the Vikings should be concerned about their division. But
no one in there is doing anything.
Yeah, but Campbell Soup has on a 3-game win streak in Detroit.
If they beat Buffalo this week, exciting.
You'd have to have him really hyped up for that. But
he gets them hyped up.
He does.
I will say, even though Campbell and the Lions have disappointed this year, no one is even thinking about getting rid of him. Everyone just unanimously is yeah, he's great.
Yeah, give him one more. I think you got to give him one more.
I think next year they're going to draft a quarterback. It might be Will Levis, might be C.J. Stroud. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's Stroud because it's the only team he'd be any good with. So,
yep.
We'll see. See what goes on next year for him. But regardless.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, talking about Dallas a little bit here. I mean, NFC East is, I brought this up twice. I'm going to bring it up a third time. They're the best division in football right now. Eagles 9-1, Cowboys and Giants 7-3, Commanders 6-5. That's the best division in football. That's all I'm going to say.
You think it's better than AFC East?
AFC East, Dolphins, Bills 7-3, Patriots, Jets 6-4.
Yeah, I know. I mean, on paper they're worse, but I'm saying if we had the 4 teams line up and play a round-robin tournament, who do you think comes out the best record?
Well, the Bills are not doing well. They're in a tailspin right now.
Yeah, they haven't looked very good.
Okay, so let's see. +4, +4, +2, +2. So right there is +12. They are +8, +12, +16, +17. Okay, yeah.
What were you adding?
The spread of wins. So they're 17 over 500 for the NFC East. Compared to 12 for the AFC East. But anyway, both Eastern divisions.
Yeah, it's the East. The beast of the East.
The beast of the East right now.
And we talked about the West being the two powered divisions.
It's not the best of the West. It's the beast of the East this year. So that's how it goes. All right. Talking about parity also in the NFL, we're going to talk about college football playoff. And this year, it seems like that anybody in the top 10 could have won the college football playoff. So would this been a good season to implement either the 8-team or the 12-team?
Well, let me pull up the AP rankings. Well, actually, you want to do CFP just so it's more realistic?
It has to be CFP because that's the ones they use now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go to CFP. All right. So, obviously, we know the top 4. Number 1 is Georgia. Number 2 is Ohio State. 3 is Michigan. 4 is TCU. Tennessee on here is still 5 because they haven't redone it.
Because they don't do it till tomorrow.
Yeah. So, Tennessee is still 5. LSU,
Let's see.
6. Southern California, 7. Alabama, 8. Clemson, 9. Utah, 10.
Okay. I will say in the AP poll, I'm going to say it might mirror this tomorrow. After 5, they have USC, LSU still at 6, Clemson 7, Alabama 8. Which I don't know how you can put Alabama over Tennessee right now, but they did in the AP poll. 9, Oregon 10.
That's probably about
what they're probably going to do. I think they'll probably put Tennessee over Alabama.
So that would mean, if we're going off the AP one, we're saying it's going to mirror, that would mean the 1-8 game would be Georgia-Bama, then you do Ohio State, Clemson, LSU, Michigan, TCU, USC.
That would be a good game right there in the middle.
I think all of those would be decent.
Really good.
I mean, maybe the Bama-Georgia game isn't as good of a game as you think it's going to be, and Georgia kind of manhandles them, but who knows?
Oh. I just think it would have been more interesting. Obviously, this year, we've talked about the scenarios. Right now, this is what I'm hoping for. You're welcome to agree or disagree to this, but I'm hoping that Georgia wins out, and they're number 1. Obviously, the Ohio State Michigan winner, they're getting in.
Yeah, they're
getting in. Okay. Then I'm hoping TCU wins out.
Me too.
And I'm hoping USC wins out. That's what I want. We want some regional diversity around here.
Now that Hooker's out,
I'm
down. Rooting TCU for the national championship. Even though I'm pretty sure Georgia's going to win it anyway, I'm going to root for TCU.
See, if USC gets in, I'm rooting for USC.
Really?
I'm going to take Lincoln Riley.
I love Lincoln Riley, but the thing is, it's just USC.
I'm
just not a huge USC guy.
All they got to do is win. All they got to do is score. And if they score, they keep scoring consistently, they're fine.
Yeah, but TCU's
you throw the defense.
Fun little tough team.
It is. Okay, that field goal yesterday, they had 12 seconds to get it on there and kicked.
That was impressive.
And they did. 2 days ago, excuse me. And they did it very well. Executed it very well. I'm still not a big fan of the 12 team. I think it's too much.
I think 8's perfect.
I think 8 is perfect. It's right in the middle. And because with 12 teams, you're going to have buys and.
Well, yeah, they have 2 rounds. It's much nicer.
Right, and then you also have to find more stadiums. Don't forget about that. We got to have more game sites.
And then there's less bowl. It's a whole thing.
Yes, it is a whole thing.
8's better. I don't know. Right now, I guess I would pick. Do we want to discuss the fact that the Ohio State and Michigan both almost lost this week? I think it's honestly just nerves. I think it's just nerves. But you want to discuss that later?
We can talk. Yeah, we're gonna. It might be on the radar later.
Okay.
Maybe But anyway, back to the NFL real quick because I think we want to spend a lot more time on this toss-up today. Kansas City ended up coming back and winning that game last night against the Bolts of LA.
I was very upset.
And you chose the Chiefs to win. So
that doesn't mean it's what I wanted.
Well, okay. This is true. This is true.
Did you read my tweet? I said I was like, well, dang it. Well, you don't have to pull it up exactly. It's fine. I just basically said, I was like, well, crap. The Bolts lost, and that's upsetting. But I said, but I am the same guy who said for the last 3 NFL seasons that Mahomes is the best player in the league, so pretty much I should take my own advice. No, it might have been 4 NFL seasons. Because I've said it since 19, 20, 21, 22. So, yeah, 4.
Oh, you're sort of here. I thought you were sort of kind of sorts. Yep, I see you right there.
Let's hear it.
Well, dang it. I am the guy who has said for the last 4 seasons that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, so I guess I should listen to myself. Close quote. There you go.
Yeah. I guess I should listen to myself. I shouldn't get excited that the Bolts are going to win or something because Staley
I chose
makes me
the
so
first
mad. Staley makes me so
We
mad.
learned because the first time they played on Thursday Night Football, we both took the Chargers, and this time we both took the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
to finish out that question real quick, should the Kansas City Chiefs be the favorite to win the AFC after their win yesterday?
yeah, I think historically they're very strong. I mean, they made back-to-back Super Bowls in 19 and 20. They were a game away last year. To me, in a year where, we've had a crazy NFL season, sometimes, old reliable comes through, and that's what the Chiefs are now. They're old reliable. So, to me, I feel like we're going to have one weird conference winner and then maybe one old reliable. So that would be, to me, be if the AFC winner's like the Ravens, which to me would be weird because they haven't made it with Lamar yet, even though we've been expecting them to. Then the NFC winner would be like the Niners. I don't think the Niners is really a weird pick. Mm-hmm. They've been there recently. They've been they're around. They had 2020 they make playoffs, but they were pretty good last year, but made it to the NFC Championship, so it makes sense.
They the Cowboys last year.
Whereas the Ravens didn't make the playoffs last year. 2 years ago they lost in the divisional. Year before that they lost in the wild card. No, they lost in the divisional. They lost in the divisional in 2019. I had to think about it. They had the bye.
Yes, they did.
But I'm saying, then if the AFC, if the Chiefs won it, then the NFC could be something weird, like Giants or something like that. So, yeah, I'd say the Chiefs are definitely the favorite. It's pretty. I don't think it's too hard of a take.
Well, but here's the Chiefs' remaining schedule: host Rams, at Bengals, at Broncos, at Texans, host Seahawks, host Broncos, at Raiders.
They could go undefeated.
Yeah, they could. At maximum, you should be losing 2 games here.
Yeah, the Bengals, Seahawks.
Bengals or Seahawks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, their worst case scenario is that they're
they definitely can
13 and 4.
Yeah, they can definitely run the table here, and that'd probably be enough for them to stay
the 1 seed.
The 1 seed because
the AFC East is going to have to fight each other, so that's a problem.
Yes, Miami 7 and everybody else is 7 and next 5 teams, 4 teams because Buffalo is kind of tied. They're all 7 and 3. So
realistically, what you need to be paying attention to is those Bengals Ravens games that are about to come up.
Yes, they are because
they have 2.
Don't like how they scheduled the divisional games this year. Seems like they really pushed them late.
Yeah,
4 in the last almost third.
Wait, maybe the Bengals already did play the Ravens once. Am I wrong?
Ravens. Yes, they have.
Who won?
I'm looking. Ravens. Now remember 1917. Yeah. Remember they could have kicked the field. They had a chance to get to a field goal and they couldn't kick it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
good. Glad the Ravens won.
Yeah, because this was Sunday night. Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yep. Because I'm pretty sure they threw Lamar threw that interception. Yeah. I remember they were all just criticizing him.
Do you remember what I consider to be one of the greatest Monday Night Football games of all time? The Ravens-Browns game 2020. Yes. Oh, that was a classic. Yes.
I call it Shitgate.
Yeah.
Because supposedly Lamar was injured.
He had to poop.
And then
I agree.
That's right. Well, he admitted it, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
kinda.
I don't know if he admitted it.
I think he was trapping the question.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, that was a really good one. I stayed up for the whole one. I think it was 35-31.
Ravens win, right?
Yeah, Ravens won. So.
Yeah, that was back. Maybe that's what had to happen for me to become a big Lamar fan. Was I had to stop kind of caring about the Browns.
Yeah, he did, and you cut them off.
Because ever since I cut off the Browns, I have a loving for Lamar. It was like the Browns were in the way of me loving Lamar Jackson.
Yes. Yeah.
I did get my Herbert shirt ordered though, so
I don't. Good.
It's exciting.
I've been waiting for that.
Me too.
I'm surprised you haven't had one earlier.
Well, I ordered one originally, and they sent me a navy blue instead of the powder blue, and I don't like the navy blue as much, so I sent it back, so now I'm getting the powder blue.
Yes.
Much better
look. You got to get a James Robinson Jets jersey.
James Jets.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. A part of me thought about getting Lamar, but like Jefferson, because I'm a big Jefferson guy.
Yeah.
I am, but he's kind of like one of those guys that people just buy because he's big on like Instagram. So like I'm not one of those guys. So I'm like I don't want to associate with that.
Don't want to associate.
It's like getting a Jamar Chase jersey, where it's like, oh, you're one of those Bengals fans.
I'll throw this in before we talk about this toss-up here, though. It's going to be part of toss-up. Time for toss-up.
Wait. I honestly would get a Sauce Gardner shirt.
Yes.
But everyone on the planet Earth likes Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is
He's
great.
so popular.
He is great.
I think there's a chance he, within the next couple years, becomes the most popular defensive player in the league.
I mean, can he be Revis Island 2.0?
Maybe. To
think
me,
he
it's
could.
Dion, right? That is the goal when you're a defensive player.
Right,
Because
Dion.
is there any more iconic of a defensive player than Dion? I'd say no.
As a defensive back?
Like, as a defensive back, no. I'd say in general,
As a
defensive players,
cornerback.
iconic defensive players.
Top 5?
Your top is like
Top 5. I mean, you're great.
LT, Mean Joe Green. So it's like Lawrence Taylor, Mean Joe Green, Dion.
Throw in some more Steelers from the 70s.
I'm trying to
right
think.
now.
Honestly, he is big. Troy Polamalu.
Troy Polamalu.
He's very well known. And then fifth, I
Maybe
don't think it's
Ed
other
Reed?
Steelers. I think it's probably J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's had a big impact.
Yeah.
And I mean, Donald.
Ray Lewis.
Donald
Ray Lewis.
Oh, it's Ray Lewis over J.J.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis over J.J. Ray Lewis is a bigger deal. So I'm saying those are your big guys all the time. But I'd say when I think of people, and it's because of his post-NFL career,
Yeah.
he's done a lot. It's Dion. Dion is like the most iconic defensive player ever, in my opinion. But granted, I'm also a big Dion fan.
Yes, and we're hoping that he applies for the Auburn job. Really?
Really?
Hoping.
I like him at Jackson State.
I do. I'm fine with where he's at now, but I think that'd be a great leap for him.
It would. It's just that, man, the Iron Bowl's gonna be not that fun this year. The last couple years, it's been a big game. Like they've
I
both been
know,
ranked,
it's
and
not
now it's
been.
not. Now it's not fun.
Nope. Wasn't the kick six where wasn't Auburn unranked in the kick six?
I think so. I'm not sure.
So, never know. Never know what's gonna happen.
No, but Dion. I don't know. I love Dion,
Dion,
and I
Dion.
think Sauce has a chance to be the new Deion Sanders, like just popularity wise. He's awesome. So yeah, I like Sauce a lot, and that's cool. The dude has Cincinnati. I mean, I was a little worried about him because I'm like, oh boy, he's gonna be up against the big boys. Now he's in the NFL. You know, nothing against the guys Cincinnati played, but I mean they were, group of 5.
Right.
And then he's defensive rookie of the year by a landslide.
Sauce Gardner?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should.
No one's gonna be close.
Nobody should be.
I mean, we're leading into the
I don't know anybody
special
else.
section. So.
But yes, because it's your awards.
Well, the Jets could have had both rookies of the year because they would have had Brees Hall.
Yeah, they would have definitely.
Can we
had
talk real quick about the
Offensive Rookie
Jets?
of the Year.
We don't have a lot of headlines, so we can talk real quick about the Jets before we get tossed up.
Yes, close to the Jets.
Okay.
I want a correction. The kick six game was actually a top 4 matchup. Go ahead.
I'm very upset about the Jets because they've had this big run based off their defense. Their defense has been great, and if I like Zach Wilson, but he's got to step it up. He's the reason. He's the reason they need to step. I mean, they need him to step
He
up.
got saved on that strip sack yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to step up. And apparently, I've read some reports that the Jets players aren't very happy because he actually walks around like he's not the problem when he is.
He is the problem.
And he is the problem. And I think Zach Wilson's a good fit for the Jets. I think he's a good fit for New
Yeah,
York.
but he's still got growing pains. I mean, this is only his second season. He missed a month of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mike White, legend.
yes, legend last year.
But I think Zach's the right guy. I think Zach's a good guy for New York. But they're in a tough spot here where they really need him to step it up
They
for
do.
them to be as good as
Well,
they can be.
here's the thing, too. They shot themselves in the foot yesterday when instead of just punting the ball out of bounds, and he probably would have ran the clock out and letting them return it.
That's true.
I'm just saying. So Salah, he's got to eat his words there. But, time for toss-up. I'm throwing this toss-up in right here. I wasn't going to do it, and then I'm deciding to do it now. Who would you rather have? Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase?
You said that a little away from the mic. Say it again. Make sure everybody hear.
Who would you rather have? Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase?
I think it's easily Jefferson. I think Jefferson right now there's only one wide receiver I think in the entire NFL who can make an argument that they're better than him, and that's Tyreek Hill. I think Stefan's the clear number 3, and I think it's Jefferson, Tyreek, Stefan, and then probably 4 I'd say is Jamar. It would be Kupp if he was healthy. Kupp would be
Yes,
in this
he is
conversation.
Down. He's done for the year.
But yeah, he's done for the year, so I don't even have to think about him. So I'm saying last year, I mean, it's easily Kupp number 1, but Jefferson just makes some incredible plays. To me, he's like that new Randy Moss, where he's just obviously doing something spectacular all the time. And it's not just because he's a Viking; like he's just a very spectacular player.
Right.
And then Tyreek Hill. I mean, do I have to explain it? I mean, he's the fastest guy in
think
the
you have to.
league. It feels like.
I
So
don't think you have to.
yeah,
But
so
people would know.
And he has done really well. I like this Dolphins team. You know that. You know I like the Dolphins.
Right. No.
You know I like this Dolphins team.
Nope.
You know I like Tua.
I like the Dolphins team too. I mean, they have high expectations as long as Tua stays healthy.
Who's your favorite in the AFC East? Like just team
AFC East?
is, because I feel like
You know I'm a Bills
because
guy.
I feel like I have a soft spot for every team here except the Bills. I have a soft spot for the Patriots, you know
Okay,
that. And then I like what the Jets got going on, and I like what the Dolphins got going on.
Last week, I remember I said that the Dolphins were the team to beat. They're the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, me too.
So there you go. That's where it's at. Even though the Bills are at the same record, the Bills, I just hope Josh Allen stays healthy.
And the Dolphins, what were they off this week? I don't remember them having a game.
I think they were because they were 7-3 last week.
Yeah, I don't remember them having a game.
So, yeah, because the Chiefs were 7-2.
Yeah, because they looked great against the Browns last week. They were
Yeah,
they
the
were
Browns
on.
got dismantled again.
Yeah, they were on point. I think the Browns are done for. I don't think even if Deshaun comes in, it's just they've already lost so many games.
Right. There's no point of even,
They needed to get that win over the Bills yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Sunday. That should have happened, but
Yep.
messed them up.
Now we're both in the basement of the AFC North.
Yep.
I'm going to take Justin Jefferson as well. And actually, can't we just be jealous of Joe Burrow that he got to throw to these guys at the same time he was there at LSU?
That's an excellent point.
I
Never thought of it,
mean,
yeah.
he had his choice of
That's why I say that's the best college football team of all time.
60 touchdowns that year.
Yeah.
Most of them went to those two. So,
I don't think there'll ever be a better college football team than that LSU team. And you look at the roster: Jay Jettis,
I mean,
Jamar Chase,
statistically,
Burrow,
it's just hard
Clyde
to beat.
Edwards-Helaire.
I mean,
On the
10
defense,
touchdowns
Patrick
for
Quinn.
every interception you throw.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a dreamboat right there. But
team was like perfect.
yes, and then there went a Coach O. He off in the sunset.
Coach O, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly now.
Yes.
Not
which
a big
is
Brian
good.
Kelly. I'm
Yeah,
not a big
I know
Brian
you're not a
Kelly.
big Brian Kelly fan, but I liked him at Notre Dame. It's always good when LSU's good.
I did root for UCLA versus USC. I gotta admit it.
Okay.
Want to see Chip Kelly get the win.
Do not admit that. Next! Who has the edge on Saturday? Ohio State or Michigan?
See, both of them had the jitters last week, almost blowing the game before.
Both.
And if you were an Ohio State
I would
fan,
say that Illinois was tougher competition than
I agree.
Maryland.
If you were an Ohio State fan that was rooting against Michigan, I don't know what you're doing. Like you want them undefeated going into playing you. It makes the game all the more exciting. I don't understand that thought process.
Nope, I agree.
On top of that, the thing is though, of Maryland is Talia Tagovailoa. My mother thinks he's really good because he always has the best game. It feels like of his life whenever he plays Ohio State. Like for some
does.
reason, he plays Ohio State, he just goes on another level. So my mom's like, oh well, Tua's good, and every time I see this guy, he plays well. I'm like, Mom, it's just because when he plays Ohio State, he looks great for some reason. So he always tears up Ohio State. And then, of course, this is like the biggest deal this game has been since like 2002.
2006.
2006, there it is. And so I'm super excited for the game. It's a big old deal. This is like a mini national championship, it feels like.
It is.
And so I think it's also interesting because depending on how this game turns out, there's a chance that both these teams still make the playoffs. I mean, there's a chance
Yes.
that they give Michigan the 4 spot if they lose or Ohio State the 4 spot if they lose, which is really interesting to me.
Yes. And this is the 4th time that this game is where both are undefeated and untied as well. 1970, 73, and 2006. And I think in the that might have been during the 10-year war, too. I'd have to look.
All right. Am I making my official pick for the game?
Okay. It was during the 10-year war.
I
Those
still
two
haven't
games.
even decided who I'm rooting for. Because you know I'm not. I like Ohio State for every sport but football. Like for basketball, I'm a big Ohio State guy, but football, no, it pissed me off. Their fans and their psycho fans, I just don't like. I think Ohio State is going to win. I have to admit it. I do think Ohio State's going to win. Last year, I had the balls to say Michigan was going to win because they had Hutchinson. But Ohio State, I think, is better this year. I'm going to go with Ohio State.
So, when I look at both teams, Michigan struggles to throw the ball. Charlie McCarthy's grandson, J.J. McCarthy, struggles to get the ball downfield with his accuracy.
Why don't they start McNamara?
Call Harbaugh.
I like
He
McNamara.
I know, but he wanted McCarthy for some reason. And McNamara is still there as a backup. So,
Yeah.
Ohio State, they struggle to run the ball on offense.
Yeah. Opposites.
Now, when it comes to the opposite side, Michigan, rushing is their best feature. And Ohio State's worst defensive quality is their rush defense. So, the problem is for Michigan is that Blake Corum went out with an injury late in the first half. He only ran one snap, and that's it. So, we don't know his health for this week. Obviously, we're going to say he's playing because it is the game. This is it. This is the season's on the line.
Yeah.
But if I knew he was 100% healthy, I'd take Michigan. But the problem is I don't. And it's the first time this game isn't back in Columbus.
It's a big
in
deal.
4 years. So, I'm going to have to take the Buckeyes. But I want it to be a good game.
Me
because
too.
It needs to be a good game.
I want it to be close. I probably will root Ohio State. I was kind of rooting for Michigan on the download last year, and was happy to see them win. But I think it'll be Ohio State. But I really hope the Panthers don't draft Stroud now because, my guy Hendon's hooker's now hurt, so I don't think the Panthers are going to draft. I'm worried about the Panthers drafting
Yeah, but you
Stroud.
might have to take his chance. You might be able to take a chance.
I'm
Look at
worried.
Pickens. Pickens had his ACL torn.
True.
And he came back.
I'm just
fine.
saying, I'm worried that the Panthers are going to take Stroud, and I don't want him.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be on the Lions.
I hear you. I'm hoping, I was just reading up a little bit on the 10-year war while Ryan was talking, but if there had to be an era of what comes on in the 2020s, that's kind of, if it's just a close game, we just have consistently close games. That's what's good for the rivalry. Excuse me, as I sneeze.
Well, yeah, the 2010s, it wasn't really that fun of a rivalry because later in the
domination.
2010s, the Ohio State just kind of dominated them. It's a little more fun. It's like close matchups.
Yep, agreed. All right. Enough toss-up. It's time for Fortune Teller. And we're going to determine if any of these two teams will make, as we kind of mentioned them before, will make the college football playoff. First, I hear the first fortune coming in. Which team is it? Hey, Ryan and Quinn. Will USC make the CFP?
I say yes. I think they're going to end up getting the edge over Michigan or Ohio State, whatever loses that game, just because they win the Pac-10. I don't know why. 12, right? Sorry, I was playing NCAA football 06 the other day.
That's
and
Pac-10 still.
It's Pac-10 then, and I'm the quarterback for UCLA, so we got a big win. And, so I think USC will make it. They also got the Lincoln Riley bonus, so I think that's big, and so that'll help them out. So, yeah, I think so.
So, USC is fit perfectly here because they are number 5. Well, 5 in the AP poll. We're probably going to suspect they're going to be number 5 or 6 here in the next CFP poll, CFP rankings. But they're actually ending their season strongly, which is what they needed to do to pick up some big wins. They just beat rival UCLA this past weekend. They got rival Notre Dame this week. And then in the Pac-12 championship, they're going to play Oregon. So they did not play Oregon during the regular season. But if they can win the next 2 games, I think it's a hard case for them not to be in. And the only way this gets screwed up is that if LSU beats Georgia in the SEC championship. So they got to root for Georgia in that game. Next! Hey, Quinn and Ryan. Will TCU make the CFP?
I say yes. I think they're going to win out and being undefeated, and they're already ranked number 4. I feel like there's no possible reason they're going to get thrown out. So, yeah, definitely.
Yes. They are in the driver's seat compared to USC. USC is not in the driver's seat. They're on the outside looking in. TCU, number 4, as we said, undefeated. It's looking like they're probably going to play Kansas State unless they lose to Kansas this week, which Kansas had a great year for them. They're 6-5.
Yeah, great for Kansas.
Better
better record than Oklahoma.
Yes. Same record as Oklahoma.
Oh, I don't
So,
yeah.
Anyway, so they're going to have a tough game against K-State, but I think that TCU should be able to win it out. They had some adversity this past week. They have to play Iowa State. Must be their rival. Doesn't sound like it should be, but I guess it is. Because it's rivalry week, and that's how it's going to be.
Well, Tech and Texas is the rivalry for the Texas, right?
Yes. And really it used to be Oklahoma. They just played Oklahoma State last week. It used to be Oklahoma, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Anymore, it kind of feels like it's Oklahoma, Texas, but
It's Oklahoma, Texas Tech this week. Texas is playing Baylor.
Does the Big 12 still have the rule where you can't do horns down?
I don't know about that.
Remember they got rid of? They said that like they didn't want them doing the horns down anymore.
Don't you remember when Alabama played there and won this year, and one of his player and Nick's one of the Alabama players was doing that, and Nick Saban ran by and said, "Quit that shit."
Why do they get so mad about it?
I don't know. I guess it's because of respect. I don't know how did I end up over there? I don't know how I did that, but okay. So I'm not on my laptop right now. So
No, it's on your phone.
funny. No, because I don't have docs. I just have Drive.
I don't know.
Anyway, as I think about the mysteries of,
Technology.
yes, Google Drive, Ryan, special section.
All right,
Talk
so
about
you
them.
and I are going to discuss NFL awards because we're
NFL
over
awards.
halfway through the
We
season.
are.
We're going into week 12? Week 11. What is it? I don't know why I can't remember all of a sudden. Is it week 13? Wow. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to look at the odds for the NFL awards, and then we're also going to give our picks. So that will be...
It's week 12.
It is week 12. Okay. All right, here we go. NFL season awards betting odds. Here we go. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. Is it going to load in? It's coming in.
Here it is.
It's probably going to try to inform me that I can't bet, even though I realize this. Oh, crap. Come on. I don't want the games. Come on.
It says season award up there, though.
Yeah, it does, but it doesn't really have them like I wanted it.
Well, maybe is this on one of the tabs?
All right, FanDuel. Let me try to figure this out.
What if you scroll on that thing up there?
That's what I'm looking for. It's parlays. Man, can I really just not... Thanksgiving.
Because it says it should be on here. The liars.
Yeah, I don't know where this is.
What's the line for us dummies next week? Okay.
The line for the Steelers game?
Colts, yep, favored by 2.5.
I would play that.
They win by field goal. It's all that matters.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, looks like we're going to go to the VegasInsider.com, see if that website works for us.
Vegas Insider.
See if that one works.
Mark Davis
Okay,
is
great.
doing that.
NFL MVP odds. And this updated October 29th, 2022.
Okay.
So about a month ago, which is a little different, which is I don't like, but whatever.
I mean, can't they find... Aren't they on Vegas right now? Shouldn't they know the lines?
I mean, yeah, but we just tried to have problems pulling it up anyway. Here we go. Are you trying to figure it out yourself?
Here you go. I got it right here. Ooh, here we go.
All right, we got live ones?
Okay, I don't like how CBS did theirs. One of DraftKings.
Okay. DraftKings, all right. You want to hand me it so I can look through
Yep.
it? All right, here we go.
Keeps
For the NFL MVP odds, number 1 is Patrick Mahomes, negative 150, the favorite. Number 2 is Tua Tagovailoa, plus 500. 3 is Jalen Hurts, plus 550. 4 is Josh Allen, plus 700. 5 is Joe Burrow, plus 1,800. Lamar is 6, plus 3,000.
There you go. There's your opportunity.
7, Geno Smith, plus 4,000. So that is the MVP. We won't look at the odds for anything else. We'll just look at the MVP odds, and we'll just discuss things. So MVP right now, Quinn, who do you think has the best shot to an MVP overall? Who's your pick?
So, here's the thing. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the odds-on favorite, but what I think I like, and obviously the media does too, and the NFL does as well, is a good story. So, I think it's got to be between Tua
That's what I was going to say.
and Jalen Hurts.
I agree.
Whichever team has the better story, better ending to the year,
A lot of it's
right
narrative-based.
there. It is narrative-based. So that's why I'm saying I think it's between those two for now.
But granted, I feel like the NFL's effed up the last 2 MVPs. It should have been Derrick Henry in 2020 and Cooper Kupp in
It
2021.
should have been Derrick Henry.
Aaron Rodgers has 2 MVPs he doesn't deserve. Let's give Tua one he deserves, right? I think if
Right.
the Dolphins win their division, and Tua wins all the games that he's left, pretty much. I mean, I don't think they're going to lose more than they'll probably will lose about 2 to 3 more games at max, right?
They got divisionals still, so that's going to be your big. Those are your rivals. Those will be the big games. The big games.
Let's see what the Dolphins have left.
Dolphins have host Texans, at 49ers, at Chargers, at Bills, host Packers, at Patriots, host Jets.
Oh, that's brutal.
Slaughter.
That's brutal. Yeah, if they win their division after that schedule, Tua freaking deserves it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then to compare that to the Eagles, since I invoked Hurts, host Packers, host Titans, at Giants, at Bears, at Cowboys, host Saints, host Giants. So I mean, they got easier games in there sprinkled in.
Wow,
They
that
still have a
Dolphins
tough
schedule
one.
is brutal.
Yes, it's a slog. Reminds me of the Steelers schedule last year at the end,
Yeah.
because it was just 6 or 7 straight games of playoff teams, and it was awful. But yeah, I think it's all about the narrative. It's all going to be about the narrative. And whichever one
I'm
of
going
those
to be
two
happy if
has the better
Mahomes
narrative.
wins. You know
I
that.
can't wait to see the vote. I just want to see what the vote's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause I think it's going to be tight no matter what. I think it's going to be tight between.
I
those
think
two.
Tua's the pick. I honestly think Tua's going to win.
I hope so. But I think both of them, I would be fine with either
Yeah.
two. Either of them,
Yeah.
fine. I'm in.
Now, defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year, I do think it's a bit of a done deal, and it's going to be Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Because he leads the league in receiving yards by a wide margin.
Yes.
NFL, let's look up the NFL receiving yards real quick. Because, all right, NFL receiving. Here we go. Yeah, Tyreek Hill is the receiving yards leader right now at 1148. So,
And just because we saw this on here, remember when we talked earlier, or maybe you were talking about this more about King Henry not going to be the rushing leader, and he's the rushing leader.
yep.
Because he had those injuries early on.
Yep. All right, so Tyreek Hill's number one at 1,148. Justin Jefferson not far behind, though, with 1,093. So
Yeah,
he's
but
about 50 behind.
Even though Diggs is 155 behind Tyreek Hill, he's got 8 touchdowns.
Not 155, he's just 55.
I'm talking about not Jefferson. I was talking about Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs does the 8 touchdowns. I think the most is
115,
Kelsey.
excuse me, I'm
Devontae
sorry.
Adams has 10
115.
touchdowns. Wow, didn't know that. Yeah, Diggs has 8 touchdowns. Reception-wise, Tyreek Hill has
Has the
81
most.
by 5 catches.
And Diggs has the second most, 76 for his 1,033.
Yeah, so I think
115
Tyreek's going to get it because he's going to probably have the most receptions and the most yards. And if Tua wins MVP, it just kind of feels like it fits.
Yeah. And I think defensive player of the year, I mean, maybe it's not this person, but I think there's a dark horse for that right now. I think Matthew Judon is a dark horse, I'm pretty sure, because he's leading in sacks, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really want to give it to Micah Parsons since he had a right to being second place last year. I see him being able to hold that and being in second place.
I think it is Micah. I agree. I think Micah's going to win it.
Yeah.
I think it's especially on a very successful team, Dallas. Going to be second. They're going to be in the playoffs probably most likely. So I think.
Well, the Patriots are still in the playoffs. I think they're still in the playoff picture right now.
I agree, but it just Patriots guys winning awards doesn't usually happen. I'd be like, I love Ramondre Stevenson, but no one talks about him.
Well, no.
No one talks about
They
a lot
don't.
of Pats guys.
They don't.
Except me. I like the Pats. So, yeah, I think Micah's going to win defensive.
Yeah.
And then for offensive rookie of the year, it's Kenneth Walker.
Yes.
That's that.
K9,
I have him on my
baby.
fantasy team, and I thank the Lord I have him. Gosh.
K9.
He's the new beast mode.
He is, but he's not as big as beast mode, which I think helps him out. He's faster.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker's beast.
Yes.
So, yeah.
They got some playmakers here. Remember we were all concerned, and everybody were talking about this earlier, about how DK Metcalf signed this contract extension. Why would he do that?
Yeah.
And now Geno Smith has had a second coming. It's
He's
like
playing
the
better than
rapture.
Russ.
It's like the rapture for Geno Smith.
I don't know how it happened. I think we should give real credit to Pete Carroll. He must know what he's
I
doing.
think that could be coach of the year right there, but here's the thing. You got Sirianni, you got Dayball, you got
There's
Mike
a lot of good.
McDaniel.
Well,
There's
in a year where the entire NFL hierarchy's been shaken up,
Yes.
it's hard to pick an NFL coach of the year because the coach of the year is the guy who came out of nowhere and did better than we thought.
All right.
So like Dayball, Sirianni. I think Shanahan has a
O'Connell,
shot.
don't forget about O'Connell, Charlie Levy.
I think the Dolphins coach has a chance.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, McDaniel. And then Pete Carroll all have great shots.
He has a great shot. Yeah.
I think Pete Carroll would be my pick.
It's going to be tight. I think it's going to be
Pete
tight.
Carroll would be my pick.
These
though.
races are going to be tight.
Yeah. Actually, no, I apologize. Pete Carroll would not be my pick. Finish this. Offensive Rookie of the Year, but we both agree Kenneth Walker. Coach of the Year, it's Dayball for me.
Yeah.
Because that team is not really that different.
And that team really shouldn't have been that good, but it is. I think it's all because of his offensive scheming.
Yep. And Saquon's been
knows what
great.
he's doing.
Saquon has a chance to be Offensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
And so does Chubb. We should toss that in there, but I think it'll be a receiver this year.
Yeah.
I just think Tyreek makes sense. And so, yeah, but I think it's Dayball for me because that team is really not on paper that much better.
No. It's not.
Whereas
It's
Kenneth
not.
Walker is added to the Seahawks
I mean, he's had a
offense.
healthy Saquon Barkley,
But Danny Dimes is the same.
knock on wood, but Danny Dimes, but I think his statistics have improved.
Yeah, exceptionally. I'm saying he's
That's what
he's
he did.
doing something
I think he
right.
must have spent so much time with Danny Dimes just to improve him and get the maximum wins out.
Yeah.
But,
And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Sauce Gardner.
yes.
But we've had back-to-back years. No, 3, right? 2020. Who's the 2020 Defensive Rookie of the Year?
You're asking me that?
2020.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the awards show. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, okay. I'm right.
This is Chase Young.
And yeah, it's
He
Chase.
just got activated today.
Yeah, but
Back
I'm
on.
saying, yeah, we have had a stretch here of immediate impact defensive players.
Yeah.
Because 2019 it was Bosa. They go to the Super Bowl. 2020 Chase Young. He was a monster as Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
His Rookie of the Year. His Defensive Rookie Year. 2021 Micah Parsons was a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year as a
Yes.
rookie.
Yes.
2022 Sauce is incredible. Like the rookies for defensive lately. Defensively, rookies have been crazy. Like for Shaq Leonard won it in 2018. He did not have as big of an impact for the Colts as those other guys have had for their teams. Like I'm saying, this stretch we're on right now of Defensive Rookie of the Year is incredible. Like we are on a stretch where guys are just killer.
No. And I'm big defense, Steel defense.
Yeah.
Steel curtain, baby. That's what I like to see.
I think you know who's heavily underrated because of T.J. Watt. People don't talk about Cam Hayward enough.
Uh-huh.
He is to me
I
the
think-
backbone of that defense.
I think he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think he can get in the Hall of Fame.
He's excellent.
So, I mean, that's why, let's just bring this up since you invoked it about yesterday. I mean, I don't know what else you want more of the defense to do, even though it did get burned a couple of times. But 2 turnovers and 2 sacks.
T.J. Watt's interception was amazing.
Yes.
That was one of the best.
And wasted that on offense because that should have been a touchdown.
One of the best plays I've seen by him.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I know. He said he works
And
on it all the
Najee,
time.
credit to him.
Naj had a great
He had
run.
a great game, and that
Great
leap
run.
was incredible.
What about that throw to George Pickens? George
Yeah.
Pickens touchdown. Yeah, right in my end zone. That's where
Like
I was.
Pickens.
That's
I
where I
love
was sitting
Pickens.
there.
I like Pickens. I like Najee.
And Muth had a
I think
big game.
Pickett's coming along. I don't think
It's
Pickett's a
going
lost
to take
cause.
time. It's going to take time. People
We
aren't
knew he wasn't
patient.
going to be an immediate impact
People
guy.
are not patient. So
We knew he
I
wasn't
know.
going to
Come
be
on.
Trevor
You had
Lawrence.
Ben. You had Ben, who literally went 14 straight.
Yeah.
I mean, and then lost in the AFC Championship and should have won the Super Bowl that year. That team was better than the next year's team when they won the Super Bowl. To be
Sometimes
honest,
how it goes.
okay. And let's just remember, only starting quarterback to make it to the conference championship in the first 2 seasons.
Do we both agree that Coach of the Year is Dayball?
I think we can agree on that.
Okay, make sure. I think that's it for the special section. I think we got
Okay.
covered. We both
Well,
agreed it was Tua MVP and then
I mean, I think Dayball is probably in the top 3 of odds.
yeah, it's probably him, Sirianni, and Pete, I'd say, right?
No, Mike McDaniel.
You think McDaniel has better?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would give them Offense Player of the Year, MVP, and Coach of the Year. I feel like it's a little
Yeah,
much.
but it could happen.
They would have to be exceptional for that.
They would have to be exceptional.
That'd be like the Eagles have a chance at that to me in my
Yes.
in my eyes is if for somebody to get all 3 it'd be like Jalen, AJ, and Sirianni. But AJ's numbers are good. They're not as good as Tyreek's.
No. But I think even though he did leave the Titans are still doing fine without him. They're keeping afloat.
Not passing wise.
No, but running wise,
Yeah, they're getting carried by Derek.
Yeah.
They will lose the first round of the playoffs.
the king has
They're
to
done.
carry the people sometimes.
They're done. They're a crap. They're not that good. They're fake. Fake team.
So, all right. Once the special section's over, it's time for Quinn's questions. And today, because I didn't go back to any of the games this week that we had in the Tournament of Champions, we are going to do Let's Play a Game.
Okay.
And let's see.
Let's play a game.
Let's play a game, 600.
You've probably heard of a turkey in bowling, but a ham bone is even better, as that's this many consecutive strikes.
A turkey's 3 consecutive. So I'm going to go ham bone, 5.
Tom.
What is 4?
Yes?
Yeah.
Dang it. I said 5.
Let's play a game, 800.
This game says the record for its highest tower is 40 complete stories plus 2 blocks into 41.
What is Jenga?
Tom.
What is Jenga?
And you're
Yes.
out of the hole.
Let's play a game, 1000.
Settings for Grand Theft Auto have included Anywhere City, Liberty City, and this city that doesn't sound safe.
What is Vice City?
That's
Yes.
What is
Vice
Vice?
City.
Yes.
City?
Yes.
Let's play a game for 4, please.
Spare ribs and wishbone can be removed in this classic game, but maybe the patient should worry about that glowing
What is
red
Operation?
nose. Ryan,
What is Operation?
Hey, you even called my name this time.
Game for 2, please.
whether you're playing singles or doubles, you smack around the shuttlecock in this game. Maya,
What is badminton?
what is badminton? Yes.
Yes.
I'm happy I knew that one.
Yes. And that gives...
They're getting good. They even called my name. I'm blown away.
Well, because, yes, thanks
I mean,
to
that's incredible.
Super Champion Ryan Long there. So you missed the 600, which cancels out the top 3. So you got 1,800 today. And since I wrote over there...
The Grand Theft Auto one, I'm really rolling once I got that one.
Yeah, I knew. I had to look that up one again when I read that clues. I didn't have the sound on. I thought, oh yeah, Vice City, Vice, because I had it right when that happened. So right now the total stands at 6,800. You're counting your clams there.
So how much is that?
68. It's just.
Oh, we
100.
just divide by.
Yeah,
100,
we just divide by 100.
Ah, it's not that much. We're
No.
good. We're good.
Still got 2 months though.
Watch the spread be something stupid like -10, and I'm like, ah, crap. It's not even fun. Like, it's like we get some
Need a-
weird freaking Super Bowl, like the commies go on the run of a lifetime, and
Yeah, they're
it's
not
commies
doing that.
Chiefs, and it's like
That's not
Chiefs by
happening.
10.
Not happening.
No,
We
because
might
they
as
don't
well
have.
just pay for the Commanders to cover. See if they do. You'd make money off that.
Yeah, true.
But time to get happy, people. Happy 56th birthday today, Troy Aikman, the former Dallas Cowboys star quarterback in the 1990s, won 3 Super Bowls, 6, 2 of those with Jimmy Johnson, 1 with Barry Switzer, made it to 6 Pro Bowls, but after his career ended up being a commentator, color commentator with beside his buddy Joe Buck on Fox. But this past season, during the off season, both of them jumped ship and left Fox for a better gig in what they both saw as ESPN/ABC's Monday Night Football, which they have done today, and they have definitely brought that broadcast up to par after what they've had with the rotational people there since Tirico and Gruden have left.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to improve on. Sorry, I was checking my fantasy team. I ended up winning both leagues.
Oh.
Thank you.
Are you ahead now, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I'm leading in both. I am undefeated in my dynasty league my dynasty league I'm exceptional because I started in 2020 and I got like Jonathan Taylor in like the 5th round that
Okay.
year, and of course it's a dynasty league, so I keep all my players. So I have over the years accumulated Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, which I got in like the 6th round when we drafted in 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, it was his first year at the Bills. So, yeah.
There you go.
Stephon Diggs. Who else am I thinking of? Who else do I have on that team?
I can't help you.
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts, fun fact, is I got him off waivers his rookie year.
Really?
And now he is better than
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, who was like my 6th round quarterback pick that year. My first round pick was Travis Kelce. That was my first round pick. The first guy in my dynasty league. So that pick aged well. So, like, honestly, that's my dynasty team's pretty good because Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, both young guys. I picked up Devontae Smith in like the rookie draft the one year, so I've done pretty well for myself in the dynasty. And then in the regular league, I needed 5 points from the Cardinals kicker, and I got it. So
Okay.
it's good. It's good.
Anything to say about Troy?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't hard to get better on Monday Night Football. It was pretty crap before, and it was like the worst. Now it's the second worst. Now Fox is the
Because
worst.
Fox is the worst. They have no commentators.
Yeah,
Their
they suck.
bench is gone.
Who
They had a
was it
front
that
bench,
was
and now they got a
calling-
they have no back bench.
Who was it? Mark Sanchez? Is that his name?
Butt fumble.
Yeah. The guy who was calling the Ravens-Panthers game, actually, the Ravens-Panthers game was on. And I was excited because I watch Panthers, and I love Lamar.
Blacked out on Sunday Ticket when I was trying to watch it.
And I was like, excellent. I can watch one of my favorite players and my favorite team. And it was so freaking boring because the Panthers have one of the best defenses in the league and one of the worst offenses. And P.J. Walker works so much better in the Panthers offense than Baker Mayfield does. Baker, I like Baker. He doesn't fit the Panthers at all. We need a new quarterback. We need to draft somebody who fits the system. He does not fit it. I like Wilkes a lot as the coach. I just don't think Baker fits the system. Just the true fact. Point is, it was a boring game because our defense was actually playing quite well against Lamar. Brian Burns, my guy, is having a nice game. And, you know, the Sanchez guy was just, like, uninterested the whole game. It was such a weird call. Like, they would get the one guy, you know, the punter gets hit, and he's overselling it, and he goes, best actor in the league. And, like, he's making a joke, and I just
It's not a
laughed.
good joke.
And I laughed, and then I'm also like, but then he just kept going on, and, like, the one time the guy, it was like the Ravens player extended his arms, and then as he went out of bounds and got a first down, and the guy's like, oh, and he's out of bounds. He's like, he extended his arms. Like, just like that. Like, he was, like, annoyed with the play-by-play guy. It's such a weird call. I'm like, is he trying to be funny? Like, he's like, he's extended his arms.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on? It was such a weird call. I've never heard anything like it. I was like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Fox has no backbenchers when it comes to commentating for football now, so they're gonna have to. I mean, they got Tom Brady in the future whenever he retires.
I don't really think Brady will be that great of a commentator.
Yeah, well, they got to find a play-by-play.
Here's the thing with
person.
ESPN. The best thing they got going for them, though, is the Manning Brothers broadcast.
Yes, that's good.
No, they didn't do one this week, though, did they?
I haven't watched the game except for a little bit up here.
Gotcha.
So
But, yeah, that's all I got to say. I think the best is obviously CBS.
yeah, yes, we've always agreed on that. A happy anniversary,
Who's
Baker
Super Bowl this year?
Mayfield.
Who's Super Bowl this year? Sorry. Last year it was NBC.
It's Fox then.
No. Serious? I thought Fox was 55. Oh, Fox
This
was.
is 58.
No, it's 57. I think it's
Fox would have been Kansas City.
Chiefs. It was Chiefs. It was the Chiefs win. Yep. No, CBS did 55. CBS did 55. I remember. They did Bucks. Yeah, they did the Bucks win.
Yes, but actually there was something that weird happened with the media.
Yeah, it's Fox. It's Fox this year. I know it is. Yeah,
Nope,
CBS.
It's on NBC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
it was
thought the
Fox.
rotation changed.
Oh, they
Something
changed
happened
it?
with the new media deal that they're playing it differently on who gets what now.
Interesting.
Go to Wikipedia. Wow.
Well, who would that be on the call then?
Tarico
And Colin.
and Collinsworth. You don't like Collinsworth, so.
Yeah, he just kind of... And he's a guy who... Every time.
Well,
I don't know. Just
Here
not a
we
big
go.
Collinsworth guy. I miss Al
yeah,
Michael.
they're not till 23. They did 2020. Fox was 2020.
Really? I thought they did 20... Is that putting it as the season?
That's the C's.
Or the year? You get what I mean? When they say 2020,
This is
they
Super-
mean
this is
2019
Chiefs,
Super Bowl.
Niners.
Yeah. So I was right.
Yes,
I was
that's
right.
We were right. So
Chiefs,
yes,
Niners was
so
50.
2019.
4.
Yes, 2019. That they were 2020 for CBS.
And NBC gets to go back to back. Wow, NBC gets to go back to back Super
And
Bowls.
then yes, there's 21. Yes, nope. 2022. That's this year. No, it says Fox right here. It says Fox in 2023. This is it.
Okay, so we
I
were
was
right.
I was right.
We were right originally.
Yes. I'm like, what
You
are
the
they
only
doing?
people arguing with you were you, dude.
Yeah, because the first article on there says Fox that I clicked on, so it's gonna be Fox,
And then CBS will be 58.
Fox, CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC. And that's all I need to go, because that's the next 5 years.
Yeah, they already got planned it out.
So, then, happy anniversary, Baker Mayfield. We gotta get back into this. Around this day 5 years ago, ended up being the Oklahoma-Kansas game, a little bit of a rivalry there in the Big 12, and Baker Mayfield was dissed at the coin toss when Kansas players brought out 2 young fans. After being dissed by those players and fans at the coin toss, he went off for several touchdowns against the Jayhawks in a rout. En route to that win, he stared down the Jayhawks sideline with a crotch grab and slurred obscenities at them several times during that game. But even though some people dislike Baker Mayfield for this cocky attitude, and he was on Colin Cowherd's show discussing about this in his rookie season, he ended up winning the Heisman Trophy that year.
That was kind of an awesome year. At the time, I hated him, but looking back, it was a lot of fun. Remember, that freaking Oklahoma team was exceptional. Him, Mark Andrews, CeeDee Lamb, I forget who the running back was, but somebody good. It was a heck of a team, and it was just a really good football team, and he was exceptional in there. So that was a really fun team, and it was fun to hate him. I mean, he was like the villain of college football. When I first saw Baker Mayfield, I thought it was like Troy Bolton came to life. I mean, I thought he looked like Troy Bolton. So, big compliment to, I don't know who that's a compliment to. I think it's a little more compliment to Baker.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a compliment to Zac Efron.
I don't think Zac Efron needs a lot of compliments. He's got it covered.
Yes. And a happy trails to Hendon Hooker. Sadly, the star quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers tore his ACL on Saturday against South Carolina, and that means that it looks like Tennessee's hopes are dashed for climbing back into the top 4 for the CFP.
It's very upsetting. You know that. I'm very upset.
Yes. Yes, good player. All right, time for the big finish. Picks for this week. Just to update, finally got in the last week that we picked, which was the week of October 24th. We both went 4-3. Last week, Ryan won 5-2 to my 4-3 because I took the Steelers, and that's what happens.
I have yet to go undefeated this year.
Yes.
You did one.
And 5-2 has been your best record.
Yeah.
But as long as you're consistent, that's all that matters. I wonder. This thing got over there. Here. All right. In NFL this week, Thanksgiving Day. Lions, Bills.
I'm doing it. I'm going Lions. Bills are in a tailspin. Thanksgiving. The only guys who are used to playing on Thanksgiving are the Lions. It's going to be a big old upset. Lions.
Well, guess what? The Bills are already in Detroit because of this last game, so they're already there. They don't need to travel.
They traveled home.
Bills. Why'd they do that?
I don't know. They traveled home. I read that. Yeah.
Bills. Cowboys, Giants.
This is a good game. I don't think they schedule this. All of these Thanksgiving games are really good. Usually they're a bunch of crap games. Every game this year, I mean, the Lions Bills is honestly the worst looking one, but I think it'll be an upset. Cowboys Giants. I want to take. Crap, Q. See, I took the Cowboys last week and it paid off dividends. Mm-hmm. But I think the Giants could get the upset. I think it's Giants.
Oh, he does this to me when I want to take the Giants. I'm taking the Giants.
Because I know you're going to take New York teams. You're softy for them.
No. Vikings, Patriots. I know who you're going
I think the
here.
Vikings did it. Take it back here.
Oh, my God. What are you doing that for?
I'm being honest.
Vikings in a tailspin. I'm taking the Patriots this week.
Okay.
Just to prove you wrong.
Okay.
Rest of week 12, Titans, Bengals.
Bengals. I don't like the Titans.
Taking the Titans. Henry's running. Commanders, Falcons.
I'll go Commies. They look
I'm
better.
going Commanders as well. And Eagles, Packers.
Easily the Eagles. Easily. You have your ding ready?
I don't have the ding ready because I was pulling up for my closing today instead. More worried about that. I'm gonna Eagles, Packers. I'm taking the Eagles. They better win.
Listen,
Ding.
I honestly do think the Vikings are going to win, and I honestly do think the Giants are going to win. I don't take it just because I know what you're going to do. I'm saying
I know.
I'm being honest.
I'm trying
to win here.
I'm trying to win too. That's why I'm trying to plan against what you're picking. That's the point. You got a shout out here?
I always have the thank you. I always have a thank you. I guess I will give a thank you to. I'm really trying to think about what matters. What matters lately?
Oh, what matters lately?
It's a big question, ain't it? Okay, yeah, I got one. I'm gonna give a thank you. A bit of an. I don't know if it's odd. Here it is. My thank you is to when you pointed out that the Steelers uniforms look so much better with the block numbers. Because watching them last night in their color rush,
is way better.
I was like, oh my gosh, their color rush uniform is their best uniform, and the block numbers look infinitely better on any football uniform, and especially the Steelers ones, because they're such a historical team. So I don't know why they ever switched away from block numbers to their more normalized font. So my thank you is to you for pointing that out for me. And I know it sounds it's funny if I thank you, but yeah, my thank you is to you, and then also my thank you is hopefully for Art Rooney to change them. So that's my thank you. It's a future thank you to Art Rooney if you change everything to being block numbers, because it looks so much better.
It was the battle of uniforms on Sunday between the white Bengals
and the black and yellow Killer Bees.
Color Rush. So this is the special uniforms, those two. I don't think I have a shout out today, other than a reminder that you can't watch a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving on TV anymore. It's not on PBS. You have to find it on Apple TV Plus. So make sure you stream that in tradition for the holiday. And that's it. We're running out of show, and it's time to say goodbye. This is Quinn Maseko speaking for the Big Salad Podcast, a Ryan Klinger production. Please note that portions of this podcast were edited before the final cut was produced, and this episode was recorded on November 21st. The sections of Happy Time and the Big Finish are copied from the ESPN show Pardon the Interruption, and there was no intention to infringe on the copyrights of these segments and their related music, along with the Today Show theme from NBC. Stay tuned for our next podcast next Wednesday here on the Source Words Podcast YouTube channel.